Remember when buying a console was considered a cheap way to get into gaming? Yeah, it seems like those days are pretty much over. Over the past year or so, console prices have been going completely off the rails. It all really kicked off with the PS5 Pro launching at $700, which already felt like a tough pill to swallow. Fast forward to now, and that same console is going for around $900, and the Pro only came out in 2024. For comparison, the PS4 launched at $400, and the PS4 Pro launched a few years later for also $400. And honestly, I still haven't found a reason to upgrade to a PS5 Pro the way I did with the PS4 Pro. And at $900, I definitely won't find one. Sony has just come out with more news that starting in 2028, PlayStation will no longer sell physical games, which just sucks. Xbox hasn't exactly helped either. They started raising prices again, and this isn't even for a Pro model. They've got like 4 different versions of the series consoles now, and I still couldn't really tell you the differences between them. I genuinely feel bad for parents walking into a store trying to buy a kid their Xbox. Can I get an Xbox? Sure. Would you like the Series S, Series X, Digital Edition, Galaxy Black Edition, Carbon Black, Robot White, or whatever name they come up with next? Honestly, I didn't even know half of those existed, and I'm an Xbox fan. Xbox has also stated that they are thinking of shutting down Arcane Studios and canceling the Blade game that they have been working hard on for many years after they went over budget and revealed that the game won't come out until late 2027 the earliest. I feel bad for Blade fans. They haven't even been able to get a movie, and now they probably won't even get a game either. Even Valve has started to run into the same problem. The original Steam Deck was actually a fantastic value. It wasn't cheap, but it felt worth the money. Now they discontinued the LCD model entirely, leaving only the OLED version, which cost around $800. That's already pushing it for a handheld. Then, late last year, Valve revealed the Steam Machine. Nobody knew the price, so people guessed somewhere between $700 and $800. Expensive, sure, but it was a PC console hybrid, so it seemed reasonable. Then, this month, they finally revealed the price, $1,049 for the base model, with only 512 gigs of storage and no controller. Yep, you spend over $1,000 and Valve basically says controller sold separately. You want one? That's another $100, and there's even more expensive versions for 2 terabytes. At this point, who's this even for? Because if you're already willing to spend over $1,000, you're just gonna buy a PC anyways. More news has come out that Dbrand, the company behind the Companion Cube case for the Steam Machine, announced that Valve will no longer let them sell it. And that sucks because that was actually one of the cooler things for the console. And Valve also removed the tagline stating 4K 60 FPS and replaced it with just 4K gaming. This system is genuinely pointless now. Now, let's talk about GTA 6. I can't complain too much because I was one of the people who pre-ordered the $100 edition. Yeah, I'm part of the problem. But if you compare GTA 6's price to GTA 5's launch price after adjusting for inflation, the base versions both are around the $80 price tag. And honestly, if there's one company that can justify charging more, it's Rockstar. They spent years making one of the biggest games, definitely in our lifetime, with thousands of hardworking developers working on it. I just know the devs at Rockstar can't wait for this game to release as much as us, just so they can finally go home and see their families. The bigger issue is what comes next, because now companies like EA and Ubisoft are looking at Rockstar's prices thinking they can get away with selling their soulless cash grabs at the same price. The difference is Rockstar gives you a decade's worth of content, EA will make you spend $80 and even more for Ultimate Team packs or FIFA points.
Fritz! Mbappe! Mbappe! No Nakaniku! No Nakaniku!
Of course, a lot of these price increases are happening because hardware has become much more expensive to manufacture. AI has dramatically increased demand for high-end chips, memory prices have fluctuated, and production costs have risen across the industry. Gaming has always been an expensive hobby, but it feels like we're reaching a point where the average person just can't keep up anymore. The future of gaming feels more expensive than ever, and honestly, that's a little worrying.